Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. Cate Blanchett has played many real-life figures in her career, and now she tackles the outspoken Phyllis Schlafly in Mrs. America. It's from FX Networks, and it's now streaming on Hulu, and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. It's the early 1970s, and the Equal Rights Amendment is a hot-button issue dividing women across the country. Phyllis Schlafly is staunchly against the women's rights movement, and fighting with her as other local housewives are Sarah Paulson and Melanie Lynskey. The other side of the fight includes people like Shirley Chisholm, who's running for president. She's played by Uzo Aduba, and Rose Byrne also plays an active role in this series as Gloria Steinem. Mrs. America is created by Davy Waller, who also wrote for shows like Mad Men and Desperate Housewives. The first two episodes were directed by Anna Bowden and Ryan Fleck, who directed Captain Marvel. The timing of Mrs. America's release couldn't come at a better time, as I believe Davy Waller is reminding us the importance of knowing our history and how it comes to repeat itself if we ignore it. We are now seeing women's rights on the line in our current political environment, so it's interesting to draw those parallels to what the women in Mrs. America were fighting for. This also comes into play with Shirley Chisholm's fight to become president, running against Nixon. She may have been a great candidate, but we see how Margot Martindale's character is punting for McGovern instead, as she felt that he had the better chances of beating Nixon. Again, the parallels to the current time when voters fight over 20 Democratic candidates to determine who has the best policies and ideas versus their chances of actually beating Trump. Now, the history lesson alone should draw people into watching Mrs. America, but on top of that, you have a fantastic group of actresses giving stellar, commanding performances. It's easy to get fired up at Cate Blanchett's take on Phyllis Schlafly, especially when you don't agree with her opinions. Blanchett's determination is always captivating to watch, and she makes her work look effortless even when she's playing someone so vile and calculating. Uzo Aduba, who won Emmys for her work on Orange is the New Black, is equally compelling as Shirley Chisholm. She's really drawing empathy for her fight. And Rose Byrne is a dead ringer for Gloria Steinem. Tracy Ullman also gives a noteworthy performance as Betty Friedan. Mrs. America captures the 1970s era with its stunning set and costume design and is backed by a fantastic soundtrack. You may even find yourself shouting at the screen as these characters are empowering and will hopefully remind the audience to get involved and fight for their own beliefs in the next election. I'm giving Mrs. America 4 out of 5 ticket stubs. The first 4 episodes are now streaming on Hulu, with new episodes available every Wednesday. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel. I have new reviews of other series like McMillions and Little Fires Everywhere, both streaming on Hulu. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Paul's Movie Trip, and then go to my website, paulstriptothemovies.com, for even more reviews. Thank you so much for watching my review of Mrs. America. It's now streaming on Hulu. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies.